What is up, Chip? I got so freaking jacked that I literally ripped out of my jeans while just going about my day. Yes, those are my Levi's, and no, I would not rip them for a gag. This is a true story. Today I'm going to tell you guys about my results from running a lifting program for 1 year. The name of the program is Raider, and you can find it and use it for free on the app Boostcamp. In this video, I'm going to include a few graphs and we're going to talk about them, as well as a table with some values with the weight that I did for certain exercises and some physique reviews. Going into this program, I had benched on flat bench 205 for a 1 rep max, and on squat and deadlift, I had done 315 as a 1 rep max. After running this program, my heaviest set of 5 on flat bench ended up being 235 for 5. On incline bench, I did 205 for 5. On deadlift, I did 395 for 5. And on squat, I did 405 for 4. It wasn't a successful 5th rep, but the heaviest set of 5 I did with squat was 365. The purpose of this video is to not only document, but to analyze my results as far as strength and physique in the past year of lifting. Every 3 months, I performed what I would call a 5 rep max, where it was just a top set of 5 reps, RPE 10, supposed to be all out as much as I could do. And just a disclaimer before we start, I'm not a physical therapist, I'm not a weight training coach. I did everything I did by just watching YouTube videos and running this program off of my phone on Boostcamp. So now we're going to hop on the computer and look at some graphs that I made. So here's the body weight graph. As you can see, for about the first 4 months of my training, it steadily increased and it reached a maximum of 183 pounds. After that, I dieted for about 3 months and I reached a minimum of 162 pounds. Since then, I've steadily increased in weight to another peak of about 194 pounds in just over 5 months. Now we're going to look at a graph of how the 5 rep max changed throughout the year, and over here is a table so you can see the exact values. So after 3 months of lifting, I was able to bench 205 for a set of 5, which was my previous 1 rep max for that lift, and 315 for 5 on deadlift, and 335 for 5 on squat. And for deadlift and squat, 315 for 1 was my previous 1 rep max. So this got me super hooked and motivated on the program. I was like, this guy knows what he's freaking talking about. I just need to stick to this, stick to the fundamentals, and I'm just surely going to get stronger. So 3 months later, I was at my lowest body weight in August, like we saw in the graph before, and my numbers on incline and squat went down, but my bench and deadlift still increased. I think this is because at the time, I didn't fully understand the concept of total CNS fatigue, and my flat bench is my first upper day, and my deadlift is my first lower day. So I think that played a factor into how I performed on those secondary days. Something that's important to note is the week before I got this 295 for 5 on squat, I did do 315 for 5 on squat, but I think I also sort of like fatigued myself in that area the week before, which kind of affected me the next week. It was supposed to be a lower RPE, but I think I overshot it, and then it ended up going down. In November, my total for all 3 lifts went up, which is to be expected with the increase in body weight, but I actually failed this 235 for 5 on bench. That's why I highlighted it, and I only did it for 4 reps. Then for my squat on this same block in November, I actually did 365 for 5 the week before, and I only ended up doing 335 for 5 on the day of. I was planning on doing 395, so I did 335 as my last warm-up, although I probably shouldn't have done it for 5. I was feeling strong at the time. But again, I think doing 365 for 5 the week before was a little too much. I should have done something lighter and then attempted the 395 the next week. But you live and you learn. Finally, at the end of the entire year, I successfully did the 235 for 5 on bench. Maybe I could have done 240 or 245, but I really just wanted to make sure I did 5. And I did 205 for 5 on incline, which before I even started this program, my lifetime flat bench PR was 205. At the end of this year, I'm doing it for 5 on incline bench. So that felt amazing. I did 385 for 5 on deadlift, and I did 395 for 5 3 months before. So I definitely think I could have pushed this one more. I definitely felt like that day of, but I didn't really look back and remember that I had done 395 for 5 before. I just kind of assumed that 385 was going to be like a quote unquote new PR. But I really wanted to attempt the 405 for 5 squat and stop messing it up like I had the previous 5 rep max days, if that makes sense. But anyways, I still failed that squat. I did 405 for 4 instead of 5. But that's okay. It was awesome. I'm still super proud of all of these things, all of this data. Let's just finish out and watch this squat. Let's see it go. Sending it. It's a long set, ladies and gentlemen. Really wanted it, like I'm saying. I ended up failing it. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say. Let's just watch, I'm trying to gather the gusto. I get this one up, just barely. And here's the moment where I realized, I have to decide if I want it. And I told myself, I want it. I know I fucking want it. Excuse my language. I wanted it so freaking bad. But this effort on the way down, I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. And there was no way I was going back up. Now it's time to reflect on the fruits of our labor by analyzing my physique. So we're going to start out by handing off the phone to the person who is from 1 year ago and not as jacked. New place, finally settled, physique check, and time to get more serious about training again for the first time in a while. I'll think about what I really want to work on in my goals, but we just want. Let me move this over. We're just gonna get bigger. This is no pump. This is late at night. This is a downward angle. It's going to be very good for comparison later. Back. So like I said in the video, I wanted to define some goals for myself, and I think doing that definitely helped guide me along my path. But now let's see what I look like after 3 months, running the Raider program just one time. Raider has been completed. Morning weight was 181. Pretty high for myself. We'll see if I can keep it up. What we're looking at. Alright, I'm taking back over. Looks like here I'm hitting the front relaxed. Shoulders pretty pronounced. The front double bi right away. Trying to bring those lats out. I definitely look much bigger than I did before. I like what I did there. That little Alright. So here we go into the leg thing. Trying to get those shiny thighs out. Those pearly white thighs. And yeah, I was looking good. Definitely feel like the chest grew, but wait till you see the back. My goodness, in just 3 months. Come on now. Booyah. Definitely much more V-like. Loving that. Super happy with how I was looking, and definitely felt like I was beginning to get my baseline strength back. There's the back double bi, and yeah, that's about it. So there I said my morning weight was 181, and I ended up reaching a max of 183 before I dieted down. Now let's look at how I looked around the time I had my shoot and when I was a skinny legend. So this is what I looked like going into my shoot, a few days before it or something, also around the end of my second time running Raider. And wow, I just look so much skinnier than I did 3 months previously. Definitely the skin just looks tighter, the abs way more pronounced. Same with my legs. All the leg quadricep definition looks great. The freaking obliques and abs even hitting on the front double bi, which is crazy for me. This is like the skinniest but also most muscular I looked in my life. So super proud and happy of how I looked back then for this photo shoot. And the legs from this angle even look so thick. Just the quads and the hamstrings, all that. So I really think it has a lot to do with this program. I really think it got me super strong. So I kept doing it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. My numbers went down, and that's something we talked about in the video. But this is why. This is me cutting, losing weight. I was also adding in cardio. I also remember this being around finals week for school, and getting ready to go on a vacation, I think was just before this photo shoot. So I also kind of had like a slingshot kind of thing going on with my weight, where I had gained a lot and then I lost a lot when I came back. But it's what it is. So this should be wrapping up. I don't know. Back double bi. What's next, boy? What you got? I mean, geez, the back is looking ripped. You can see the line going straight through from the erectors to the rhomboids. The lats could be bigger, though, fella. The lats could use some work. Look, he's tired, boy. He's tired. Oh, what'd you hit it, boy? Oh, hey. Oh, look at the abs. I was feeling myself. I had never had abs before, so this was just awesome for me. And super happy, like I'm saying. Wow, that is something to reflect on. Miss being that skinny, but also don't, because it was a lot of hard work to maintain that body weight, at least for me. But I'm going to let past Josh take over again, because he's really just got all the commentary on this next one. I have not done a posing video in so long, but it is the last day of Raider. No music. Raider week 12 complete. See what you got. Show me what you got. Hey, show me what you got. This is the physique. Front relaxed. Okay. Get a little flexion in there. Fucking dead. Okay. Let's go to front double. Most muscular. Okay. Side chest. Side try. Okay. Back double bi. Back lat spread. I don't even know what else. Now it is me, and we live. I'm setting it back up where we started. Gotta take it back where it begins. And this is me. This is me on the fly. No pump. That's how we do it around here. So I'll hit you with the same pose. I haven't posed in forever. Front relaxed. Take it to the double bi. Definitely the gut is bigger. That's crazy. That's what happens when you gain some weight, guys. No dinner yet, but it's coming soon. The side track, guys, it's getting so hard for me to hit this one with my collarbone. I think that's better lefty for me. Definitely out of practice with the posing, but it is what it is. But I can do the chest one on this side still. So definitely you can tell less veiny, but much thicker. That is something that one of the bench sages of my gym said to me. He was like, "You're looking much thicker." And that warmed my heart because I was trying to become thicker because I had been telling him I'm coming for that 315 bench. And when I was dieting down for this photo shoot, I'm sure he was like not believing me. He's like, "How's this jit gonna bench 315?" And sometimes I look at myself now and I think, "How's this jit gonna bench 315?" The answer is I'm going to keep running Raider. I'm going to stay disciplined in my approach to lifting, and I'm going to give myself enough rest between sessions. These are some things that I've found very helpful throughout this first year. Very important, very impactful. So, thank you for listening, and have a good one.